Hi there, fellow entrepreneur. In this lesson, we will dive into the first and crucial step of forming a strategy, the diagnosis. So, why do we need a diagnosis? Well, to answer this question, I would like to establish a concept, an example of how to use the simple strategy framework that I will use throughout this course. I hope that this concept makes sense to you because I don't want to tie this course down to one specific business example. And in fact, the process of making a real strategy applies to most things in life. I mean, you can use this structure for virtually anything that requires you to arrive at a different place than where you start from. So to reach the goals that you've set. So going forward, I will pick up on the words that I used earlier, the concepts of here and there, pretending that we are on a journey together. And I won't deep dive into my example because I want to focus on the framework more than the specific problems that I'm using as an example now that I'm teaching you the framework. But I think a good example of my use here could be that we want to climb Norway's tallest mountain together. So my business challenge is to reach the peak of Norway's tallest mountain, namely Galdhøpiggen, at 2,469 meters above sea level. And as we have learned, a goal is not a goal unless it's specific, unambiguous, measurable, and preferably time restricted. So our goal is to reach Galdhøpiggen and take a selfie to prove it within 30 days starting now. So we now have a main goal set. And when you form a strategy for your business or anything in life where a strategy makes sense, you can set goals prior to starting your strategy work, or set them as part of the strategy work, or adjust the goals over time. We will talk more about that in the next section, but for this example, we now have a main goal. So this brings us back to the main subject of this lesson, the diagnosis and why we need one. So as you can imagine from knowing that we want to reach that mountain peak in 30 days, I hope it has already become bluntly obvious to you that we need to do a diagnosis of our current situation. So a diagnosis is all about understanding where we are. What is our starting point? And in this example, that means understanding where the journey starts, giving us the crucial information tied to the word, and in this example, to a concrete location that I've named earlier as here. So in a business context, this means understanding your current situation and establishing, as in a map, your current location relative to your goals. So when we do our diagnosis, we seek to uncover everything we can about our situation. Where are we? What assets do we have? What advantages and disadvantages do we see? What are our competitors doing? And if we want to dive deep, what is their situation? So a diagnosis seeks to uncover all information about our situation so that we can take all of it into consideration when we move forward in our strategy work. And you can choose how deep you want to go. The cost of a deep analysis is time and resources. The benefit is that you have more data and reduce the chances of having missed something that will become a problem to deal with later. So my recommendation is that you involve as many as you can in this process, so you get all the perspectives and uncover as much information as you can. Don't think that you know best. The founding CEO and their insights and perspectives are often less important than that of an engineer, a customer support person, or even the cantina staff who happens to pick up on the actual frustrations shared among staff and maybe customers, not frequently disclosed elsewhere. So involving everyone also helps engage the people who will be involved in executing and supporting and potentially scrutinizing the strategy when the rubber hits the road. So if you make unsupported decisions with important insights left uncovered, chances are you will make the wrong decisions and quickly have people deliberately or unintentionally working against the strategy, making it hard for you to reach your goals. So in our example process, we need to know where we physically are located to understand the starting point for our journey towards that mountain peak. We need to know the weather forecast, we need to know what equipment we have available, and if something is missing, who is coming along for this hike, their abilities and limitations, what clothes do we have, etc. So I hope you can quickly start to imagine all the information we need to gather to fully diagnose our situation. Are we competing with someone to get to the top? What is their starting point? What are their abilities and advantages or disadvantages, and so on? So this diagnosis work is crucial for us to fully understand the concept of here, where we are. And in business terms, this could and should include our products, our customers, our revenue, profits, churn, staff, competences, patents, technology, cash in the bank, our war chest, and any assets, benefits, and disadvantages we can uncover for ourselves and for our competitors, as our competitors is not just a competitor trying to outmaneuver us, but they also represent a crucial measuring tool for us to understand our own situation relative to theirs. So during such a diagnosis, you can most likely uncover insights to how you can reduce costs, improve profits, reduce complexity, and many other obvious improvements that you can carry forward into your strategy. So in this step, you need to bring together everyone involved, facilitate a workshop with the desired outcome of fully understanding your situation, unearth everything. We want to know everything about our situation. So when I do this, I normally use a whiteboard and sticky notes. I use the basic sort of SWOT analysis concept, gathering information about our strengths, our weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, challenging everyone to contribute. And I try to listen more than I speak myself to give my team the opportunity to bring forth all the stuff that I may not know about, especially when it comes to our weaknesses and the threats. So once you have done this for yourself, do it again for your competitors and see if there are correlations between your strength and their weaknesses. And this may give you a crucial insights to opportunities you did not previously know or even think about. So the objective of this exercise is to fully understand your situation, your starting point on the map, the concept of here. So this concludes the part covering the first step of forming a real strategy, performing a diagnosis. See you in the next one.